welcome to Silverstone. We're here for the Lotus Cup UK and the Elise Trophy.
Thanks, Hayley. An action-packed programme in store, and we're kicking off with the first of two races from Silverstone for the Lotus on Track Elise Trophy. As ever, a gigantic grid, and this is how they line up, with Mazda MX-5 refugee Rob Boston on pole position, alongside him Steve Quick. The very rapid Stuart Rowland lines up in third position. Another Mazda driver, Tom Roche, there in fifth position. Dave Carr down in 19th, but he's always spectacular in the number 30 machine, as is Steph Walpole in number 12. Paul Baker going very well in qualifying to bring himself up into 21st position. Nigel Hannam, pretty much never present in the Lotus Track Elise Trophy, he's there in 24th, as is Nigel Ayres in 35th, another driver who comes back year after year and thoroughly enjoys his racing. Over 40 of them on the grid. It's going to be action-packed all the way here on the Silverstone Grand Prix circuit. Well, the cars coming to the end of their formation, that waiting for the last couple to come into their position out of our sight around Woodcote Corner. We'll get the green flag from the marshal at the back of the field, and the red lights are about to come on. Out they go, and away we go for the first time this season, surging on towards Copse Corner. It's a good start from yellow car of Steve Quick to left of your screen, then around the outside the blue machine of Rob Boston, but it's Quick who takes the early advantage, turning into Copse Corner as the field all streaming through. Everybody looks to have safely made it through turn one, accelerating on over the crest up towards Maggots. Now, who is going to be in the lead? It is just Steve Quick, and then second place, it's side by side Warren Scott in the white and black car, trying to squeeze through past Rob Boston into Beckett's. He can't quite do it, so Boston maintains second. In fact, he tries for the lead, looking to the inside of Steve Quick, who left half an opening. Everybody streamed through. There's Ken Savage alongside Craig Demon, the pair of them very successful during 2011 down the hanger straight for the first time, and this is going to be a real slipstreaming battle. It's Steve Quick though who's got the advantage. Scott in second, Stuart Rowland there in the black 56 car trying to squeeze up as well. Ken Savage coming under a little bit of pressure here from Tom Roche in the number 11 car. Roche, the bright green, Elise looking to the inside, the yellow car Savage, he made just to squeeze through. Braking into Vale for the first time, no change for the lead. Everybody else fanning out behind. There's Andrew Bentley, another newcomer to the series in the number 86 car, the all-white machine, the former Renault Clio racer, former Ford racer as well. Craig Demon, multiple podium finisher last year, now settling into the slipstream behind Tom Roach, accelerating along past New Pits Complex here and on to the very, very quick Abbey Curve. Through Abbey they come, and then on towards Farm. And now we've got real pressure here for Steve Quick in the lead. The race, he's got Rob Boston and Warren Scott swarming all over his tail, and Scott and Boston side by side through Village onto the loop. You can't really overtake there unless the other driver gives you plenty of room. Steve Quick doesn't do that, so they file out line astern, accelerating down the Wellington Straight for the first time, and it really is still a continuous train of cars in this leading group, because Ken Savage, Craig Demon very much there. Under braking now into Brooklands. Where's the change going to come from? Warren Scott looks to the inside for second, and around the outside for fourth place challenges Stuart Rowe. It's going to be very tight into Luffield, and Rob Boston holding on around the outside, so he now claims second place back into Luffield. Rowe making that move stick as well on Andrew Bentley. You don't know where to look for the action here. The top five places changing all the time. Nigel Ayres just leading a train of cars through Brooklands as the lead's already on to complete the first lap of the race, and Boston jinks out the slipstream. He's going to look to the inside here into Copse Corner. Is he going to challenge for the lead? He's not quite close enough. If anything, that move turned into a defensive one as Warren Scott was jostling position on the outside as well. They accelerate on towards Maggots and Beckett's, one of the fastest direction changes really in UK motorsport, and again Boston very quick on entry through Maggots, then that just puts him slightly offline into Beckett's. Steve Quick very, very smooth. This is really Steve's strength. He's such a smooth driver, you very rarely see him make mistakes, and that makes him very difficult to overtake, which is exactly what Rob Boston's finding now. So they accelerate through Chapel Curve and down the hanger straight once more. The bright yellow car of Steve Quick leading the way. Rob Boston going defensive very, very early. Warren Scott here could be looking to power past. We're going to go side by side into Stowe Corner for second place. Boston just holds on though, and Scott now has to find another plan of attack which to try and pick his way up past Rob Boston. Warren Scott there with the novice cross on the rear of his car, that yellow sticker. At least he's done less than 10 car races. Here he is right at the very head of one of the most competitive series in UK motorsport. Steve Quick remains in the lead with Boston all over his tail. Stuart Rowland showing well. Martin Wills has also come up through into about 6th place. He's brought Ken Savage with him for company. So leading 7 cars now breaking clear of the Craig Denman Tom Roach battle that's going on for the bullet placings in the top 10. Still plenty of dicing going on lower down the field. It's Ollie Jacobs just going under a little bit of pressure from Stuart Ratcliffe. And I think Ratcliffe in the 85 car is going to go through. Yes, he does. What about the lead? Side by side once more. And around the outside through Village looks Rob Boston. He's squeezed onto the grass. That now gives advantage to Warren Scott to take the challenge to Steve Quick. He's got a car in either mirror at the moment because they go side by side through the loop and accelerate onto the Wellington Straight. Super race this from Lotus on Track Elite's trophy. Now, where is the position change going to come this time? Again, Boston going defensive very, very early on the straight, and then they switch around, and Boston, though, is just about going to hold on. And now the challenge is for Scott into that 3rd place from Stuart Rowland. Looking to his own Warren Scott, who loses it. Scott spins around, and he tags Stuart Rowland, who's also been collected by Ken Savage. Rowland rotates. Warren Scott is also in trouble. Rowland may recover. Warren Scott, though, looks as if his race, well, he's pulling off, so I fear that his race is wrong. We've also got action further back. It's Dave Carr being fired off into a spin. Round and around he goes, which means it's now 2 for the lead. Steve Quick and Rob Boston. And Boston around the outside at Beckett's. Brilliant move to take the lead of the race. Did not see that one coming. That is brave, brave driving from the pair of them onto the hangar straight, and it's side by side, pretty much swapping wing mirrors. And has Steve Quick now surged back through? Yes, he has. So Quick carries more speed through Chapel. That gives him the momentum down the hangar straight to reclaim the lead, although Boston looks taken back almost immediately, under braking into Stowe Corner, and through goes Rob Boston. Not sure Steve Quick was quite expecting him. He's taking the racing line, and Boston came from a long, long way back to move up and reclaim the lead of the race. Side by side into Vale, and still Rob Boston, though, who's just got the advantage over Steve Quick. A long gap back now to Ken Savage, who has come up into 3rd place as a result of the incident we saw. Brooklands, more battling going on throughout the field. It's Paul Baker there in the cow livery car, just chasing down Alain Corbiot in number 16. Car that you've seen last year in the hands of Ben Hyler, moving on to Alain for this year, as he also draws alongside Lee Hodson in the number 40 machine. Action throughout the pack. Leaders down into Brooklands once more, and around the outside looks Steve Quick. He may have just outbraked himself there. He was so late on the brakes, but fortunately the corner has got a nice wide turn in, so he's actually not lost much more than a couple of car lengths, which he should easily gain back. Under slipstreaming, Andrew Bentley looking to make the move on Martin Wills, and Bentley goes through, gains the place. So Andrew Bentley now up into 4th position. He'll be looking to take the challenge to Ken Savage in the closing stage of the race. We've not got too much more to go here, as into the final lap comes the race leader Rob Boston with Steve Quick on his tail. So we've got just a couple of miles, 3.66 miles to be precise, between now and the checkered flag. Can Rob Boston hold on from Steve Quick? Well, he's got a reasonably comfortable advantage. Has looked so rapid through Beckett's throughout the race, and so Boston able just to build his lead out over Steve Quick through Beckett's. Now, how near is Quick, we'll see. I don't think he's going to be quick enough here, even with a good toe, to challenge down the hangar straight and into Stowe Corner. So it's going to have to be an absolutely stellar second half of the lap, as we've got a spin further back. It's Andrew Bentley who is challenging Ken Savage. Around and around he goes, and that rotates Andrew Bentley down to 8th position into Stowe for the final time. And no, Steve Quick is not close enough to Rob Boston. With half the lap remaining, it's beginning to look advantage Boston. And now, what can Steve Quick do? Well, he's going to need to really close up through Vale and Club, and then likewise bring the gap down into Village and the Loop. Well, they exit Vale and into Club Corner, now almost onto 3 wheels. The car porpoising of Rob Boston. He's trying so hard. Both drivers on the absolute limit of adhesion. Still the dicing goes on behind. Nigel Ayres has got plenty of company. Ayres in the number 4 car, and then gaining the place, Andrew Kell in the bright orange 67 machine. Those 5 will be fighting all the way to the line, as we have now got just a few hundred metres remaining. They accelerate onto the Wellington Straight for the final time, and it's still Rob Boston who's got the lead from Steve Quick. But what can Quick do? He's got a good run now out of Aintree down the Wellington Straight. He draws alongside. It's going to be a battle on the brakes the final time. They almost touch. Around the outside goes Steve Quick. He takes the lead of the race away from Rob Boston. Super driving from the pair of them, and it's Steve Quick who takes the lead with just 2 corners remaining. Now can Rob Boston fight back? Through Luffield we come for the final time. Boston looking to take the wide line to try and get the cut back. It's now a drag race to Woodcote and then the checker flag, and Steve Quick's got the advantage, just although Rob Boston's going to be trying all the way to the line. The checker flag goes out and it's the win for Steve Quick. Super race. He's delighted with that. Punching the air in delight, holding off Rob Boston by just 0.3 of a second on the line. So here is the final classification. The win for Quick, Boston second, Ken Savage claimed third, Craig Denman into fourth, Rob Mars up to fifth, Martin Wills a solid drive to sixth, Andrew Bentley after that spin into eighth, Neil Livesey and Steve Guglielmi round out the top 10.
Hi Steve, congratulations there.
Thank you very much.
You battled it out quite a bit with Boston there around the race. How was that for you?
It was quite chaotic because Rob's a very good driver and knows where his car is strong and where my car is strong. And the two of us just traded places most of the time.
It's quite good for your first race.
Yeah, it was. It was good to get in a nice battle for the lead. You know, I wanted to be there or thereabouts, and I think we did just that. Yeah, it's making for very interesting racing. There are 2 different cars, one Toyota engine, one K-Series engine. It makes for really good racing. So yeah, I think the main thing was the stopping power of my car. The EBC brakes were brilliant, and yeah, big thanks to them today.
You came up the grid quite quickly there. How was that for you?
It was a very hard race, and I really didn't expect to be stood on the podium today. There's some very good drivers in that race, and I was just managed to be in the right place at the right time.
Fantastic race there from the Lotus on Track Elise Trophy. Join us after the break for the first round of the 2012 Lotus Cup UK.